Hi everyone, this is John Corley at Plant-Based Life here with another one of our videos on a very sunny day here in mid-May. How lucky are we? Hey, we can't complain here in Sydney. This is mid-May and supposedly getting close to winter starting in a few weeks, but doesn't look like it where I'm standing anyway. Anyway, look, the purpose of this video is to talk about a subject that I've wanted to speak about for a while actually. It's about the thoughts that we have on a daily basis and the actions that we carry out each day as well, you know, and why we do them, and are they holding us back? You know, we have a lot of subconscious thoughts that are based around experiences in our life from when we were very young to, you know, all the way throughout our life, right? And these thoughts can be what are holding us back a lot of the time. Now, how do you analyse if your thoughts are holding you back or your actions? Well, let's have a think about it. Throughout the day, there's many thousand thoughts that you actually speak aloud, right? Depending on where you are. I mean, you might be somewhere where you're not speaking much at all and you're not going to speak that much. But if you're going to work and communicating with lots of other people on a daily basis, you will be speaking a lot of thoughts throughout the day. Now, there's many other thoughts, many more than that you never speak, that are inside you, subconscious beliefs, certain thoughts you're happening in relation to external things that are happening to you in your life, you know, and your perception of those events as well, which can cause stress on the body, or, you know, depending on what those thoughts are, you know, you might be thinking about things that have happened in the past or things that are going to happen in the future, or that you perceive are going to happen in the future. Now, look, if you on a daily basis say to yourself, you know, one day or in the future, I'm going to do something when the time's right. Okay, so it could be anything. It could be starting a job, could be, I don't know, planning for a big new business you want to start, or anything. Like you're saying, right, starting a new healthy lifestyle, starting exercise, going to start eating healthy. You could say, yeah, I'm going to do that when this happens, when that happens, right? There's no perfect time to do anything. The only time you ever have is now. Your whole life is a collection of moments that happen right now. Okay, so basically every day you've got something like 84,000 minutes, I think, or something, or seconds or minutes. I might have got that wrong, but anyway, you've got to make the most of them every single day, right? No matter what's going on in your life, okay? Because the events that are happening because the universe has kind of directed them towards you for whatever reason, or certain choices that you've made in your life. You believe you've got choice. To a certain degree we have some choice, but a lot of it we don't. We've got options that are given to us by the universe, and we follow one based on the choice that we believe is what we think will be best for us, right? Sometimes they work in the way we want them to, sometimes they don't, but again that comes down to our perception of a lot of things. You know, just because something is negative, or we perceive it as being negative, it may in the long term become one of the most positive things that ever happened to you. You know, sometimes you have to suffer in a certain way or go through a certain hard situation in your life to come out the other side to become a stronger person, you know. So these are all things that happen in life. But, you know, our thoughts are very powerful things, and if we're constantly giving ourselves a hard time, that's gonna, you know, saying we're not good enough, we're not, you know, and like I say, if you start a sentence with, yeah, one day I'm gonna do this, or 20 years ago I used to be able to, I don't know, run 5Ks and I can't do that anymore, who cares? What you could do 20 years ago means nothing, you know, or reminiscing on times gone by, like as if they were amazing times and now is not as nice, you know. All you ever have is the now. You've got to make the most of right now, at any time in your life, no matter what age you are. It doesn't matter, right? Age is just a number, okay? You've got to enjoy the now. You've got to get centered. You've got to meditate, be mindful, you know? Really get into the moment. The past is in the past. It's history. It's gone. Don't even give it another thought. Why would you? Like, what's the point? It's not going to change anything that's going to happen right now. Not one little bit, right? What's going to happen next week? Who knows? What's going to happen in 2 minutes? I don't know. Anything could happen, right? All you've ever got is the now, right? That doesn't mean you don't plan and make calculated decisions and, you know, and get everything you know, organised so that, you know, obviously the future can be better for yourself, but, you know, what you do right now will dictate what will happen in the future. So that's another reason why you've got to make the most of right now, all the time. So every day, every opportunity you get to, you know, push your life forward, if you've got something you want to do in your heart that you feel is the job you want to do, and you're in a job you don't want to do, you've got to start every day working consciously towards doing that. Okay, you've only got one chance here on this earth. You know, if you look at the time that we live, right, the average age is about 78 years old. Okay, now you spend about 28 years sleeping, right? You spend about another 3.5 years or 4 years in education, depending on what level of education you get to. Okay, you spend another, I think, 10 to 15 years actual working again, depending on what work you do. You know, and then you've obviously got, you know, other commitments. You know, there's a lot of things that we have to do. You've got commuting time. I think people commute on average their whole lifespan around about 9 hours, you know. Oh, sorry, 9 years, sorry, 9 hours. About 9 years of commuting. It depends, but it's different for different people. What I'm trying to say is it only leaves about 10 years of free time in your entire life. That's about all it leaves. When you sit down and work it out, that's all you ever have. And it's not really free time. It's just little moments you have in between times when you're doing things. So it's important that the work you do is something you enjoy doing. So that gives you more time doing what you enjoy, and you build it into a lifestyle, you know. It's important that those times that you do have free, that you spend time with your family, spend time with the people you love. Do the things you enjoy. Do the things that make you feel alive on a daily basis. If you're waking up in the morning and you just don't want to go to work or whatever, and you don't put positive thoughts in your mind and start taking the action, because the actions you'll do every day will lead you to getting away from that situation. If you don't take those actions on a daily basis, you're never going to get out of it. You'll be stuck in this rut, going round in circles, you know. So these are important things. So, like, don't start a sentence with, yeah, I used to be able to do this, or one day I'll be able to do this, and waiting for the perfect time to do something. Do it right now. Do it right now. As soon as you get off this YouTube video, okay, start putting the seed in motion to do whatever it is you want to do in your life, okay? And get to that next level. Get to where you want to go. Everyone can do it, right? If you're an able-bodied person, right, and you know you've got all your health faculties about you, you might have a lot of debt, you might have a job you don't like, a boss you don't like, it doesn't matter. There's always a solution, there's always a way. You might have to work around the clock. You might have to get up at 5 AM to do an extra job, something that you like doing before you go to your day job, and then do more work in the evening or work at the weekends just to do what you want to do. You might have to do that for a period of time. Whatever you've got to do to make it happen, that's what you've got to do. The only way you get something depends on how badly you want it. How bad do you want it? You know, do you want to stay in that job you don't like? Or do you want to stay in a relationship you're not happy in? Or do you want to stay, you know, living in a place you don't like? You know, only you can choose, and your daily actions and thoughts are what's going to change that, okay? The other thing I would say is that can be holding you back a lot, can be worrying about what other people think, right? Look, whatever people think of you, right, it's none of your business, right, because it doesn't matter. Because their thoughts are generally just based on their perceptions of what they think, which is usually wrong most of the time, you know. Most people's perception of other people, yeah. How many times have you been in a situation where someone's gossiped about someone, said this, said that? When you really look back at the situation, what they've said is not what happened at all, you know. And a lot of the time, they've done studies that have said your memory of events is usually about 50% incorrect. So how an actual event happened and how you remember it are usually wrong. So that's another reason not to focus too much on the past, and just don't care about what other people think. Yeah, at the end of the day, all that matters is how confident you are within yourself that you can carry out the tasks you need to do. You know, how much love you give to and support you give to the people closest to you. You know, these are the things that matter at the end of the day. you know, when you get to the end of your days, when you're facing eternity, you're not going to be there worrying about what other people think about you. You won't give two hoots. It's going to be the last thing on your mind. It should be the last thing on your mind right now, okay? Don't worry about it, okay? So those are my tips, okay? Don't worry about what people think. Don't start a sentence with, one day I'll do this. I used to be really good at that. Don't worry about any of that. Focus on right now. Start doing the work to start whatever it is you want to do, and just do it. Just do it, you know? That's it, really. That's all you got to do. Start putting this, and do whatever it takes as well, you know? Nothing's easy. You know, it's not easy to break away from the 9 to 5 or the regular job, or to move to a new location and start fresh, or, you know, or to make the hard decision to, you know, leave a relationship, or you know, to something that's not serving you. It's not easy to do that, but sometimes you've just got to, you know, you've got to do what feels right in your heart and your soul. You know, and that's basically, yeah, you've just got to make the hard decisions sometimes. So don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about, you know, what you used to be able to do, what's going to happen in the future. Just focus on putting the work in every day to progressing your life forward. And as long as you're doing what you were put on this planet to do, what you feel you were put on this planet to do, you might be in a day job you absolutely love, which you get there and you've got a purpose and you feel you're serving people and you're basically helping the world be a better place. Well, that's a beautiful thing. Keep doing that job. Keep doing that job. Do it as long as you need to do it, because that's going to give you what you need to continue, survive, you know, feed your family, and all the most important things that we need, right, as humans. So they're my tips for the day. I hope you have a great day. I've gone very long, it's almost 12 minutes, but it's an important subject. Remember, peace, movement, and plants.